publishing ORDS API Oracle data into PowerBI service. So I'm going to show how the REST data we are need to set up for this particular discussion. I'm going to make use of Oracle VirtualBox under which the Oracle database is already running in 23 version. So the Apex is installed, pre-installed, and ORDS on top of it is installed. So what I'm going to do is the first thing is enabling the schema, ORDS schema. Okay, and followed by ORDS define service. So during that, these are all the properties we supposed to double sure, like enable schema level ORDS under which schema to be enabled. And when we are defining the service, the module, base path, pattern, and source type and source, everything must be declared accordingly. So once these two things have been enabled, then the rest we are going to do the quick check with that particular URL which we prepared, making use of that ORDS API with the help of Postman for a quick check whether the endpoint is or the web service URL, whatever you are going to make use of it, or whether it's working as per the expectation. Okay, so then we can start using that particular endpoint or data API results into the dashboard, how we are going to make use of it, and finally we are going to publish it. This is the sequence. Okay, let us quickly jump in. Already my VirtualBox is running on. So now let me get into my Oracle SQL developer here. Here I'm going to turn on. So if you see here, already I've written a procedure in HR schema. The the schema initially enabled. If you see in the right hand side, this is the procedure I already created. How to enable the schema? I ran it into the HR schema here. Okay, and the next thing is define the service, like I mentioned. This is the define. So when I say enable schema here, this is all of the properties we supposed to do it. This HR schema under which we are going to enable the schema. So whatever the objects, it will be enabled under that, and this is the base path we are defining. So this is the standard command we are following, part of this particular method under ORDS, and the mapping pattern will be followed by HR. Okay, I'm going to discuss in detail when we are launching it, those things. Now let me jump into define service here. So this is the module we are defining, and what is the base path for this particular model. This is what it is, and what is the pattern we need to follow, because whatever the data set is going to produce it here, correct? For example, we are taking employees table information to populate it with the get method, because as you know, RESTful service we have a different type of method. We can handle the data like get, put, post, delete methods, but in this case we are going to retrieve the data. For this reason we are doing the get method. Okay, and this is the source type with the source type collection field we are doing. Okay, this is the initial definition in the database level we are doing it. Okay, so this is done, and the next part is one like already my database is up and running, and the Apex service is running, and on top of Apex ORDS is there. Okay, let me try to launch this particular URL what you are looking at. Okay, if you see here, this is the URL. Okay, so here if you see Yeah, this is the URL and its corresponding data. Okay, so this is, so now already like I mentioned, this localhost 8080 port, the ORDS is running, and this is the HR module what we created just now I was discussing with you. So if you see here, uh, this is the ba base path, and the schema we enabled, and this is the mapping pattern, right? So this mapping pattern under which the module created is rest v1, and this is the actual pattern. Okay, employees. Okay, so this is specific to employees data we are pulling. This is the data. Okay, now so now we are able to successfully call the API, and this is the JSON format result it's populating. Now we are going to copy this URL and going to launch it as a web API call here in the PowerBI. Okay, so in the PowerBI, so here what I'm going to do is we are going to use the get data, and we are going to use the web API here, and I'm applying the basic URL as is. See here, whatever the API ORDS API generated URL as it is, I'm applying it. Once it is applied, you can see that the data is getting loaded here. Okay, so data is loaded, and this is the query editor. In the background we can see that we can go to the query editor. So here what we need to do is, now we need to expand the data to new rows. Okay, now all the records have been populated, but again we need to expand the column level information, and that's it, the entire data. Oh, now it's properly organized, and we could see the data what we wanted, correct? So now the next thing is, we are almost there. Now we can apply the data here, close and apply the data. Now we can do one quick formatting and do the changes. Okay, so now the data is ready almost. Like now the data what we have collected, correct? Like we can select any visualization. For sample visualization and table visualization, I'm taking it. Okay, okay, so I'm just taking a sample data here. So now we are ready with the data to be published. That's it. This is a quick introduction about Oracle ORDS API, using how we can build the API call, means enabling the schema and defining the service, and finally calling as a web data data source, and how to clean up the data and get the proper data, and publishing finally into the PowerBI service. That's it. Like this is the quick video for demo purpose for the beginners. Like, okay, ORDS, I'm just naming as ORDS API. Okay, and I'm going to publish in the workspace. Okay, that's it, friends. This is the video about what we are discussing about ORDS API publishing into PowerBI space. Okay, so using the web API call. Okay, hope this video is really useful for you, or you can give it a similar try and let me know for any questions or clarification. Happy to clarify. Thank you, friends. Bye.